I'm Yasmin. You probably don't know me, but today in this video I'm going to teach you about line art. So let's go. In this video we're gonna talk about four parts, which is rough idea and reference, sketch, and lastly line art. Let's go. So the first one is rough idea and reference. When it comes to rough idea, it can be rough idea on digital device or rough idea on traditional medium like sketchbook or paper. So for me, I use both. At first, when I start my digital art, I always use traditional method. Now I'm more used to digital drawings. Now I just directly sketch on my tab. So I want to introduce you guys to this color patches method. This is where you just put patches of colors that you want to use, and from that you can brainstorm idea and decide what you want to draw. This is really helpful if you are on art block or you didn't know what you want to draw. As you can see here, I'm using the color patches method with the flower. You can see it doesn't really look like a flower, but it does look like a flower a little bit. Like when you look at it, you know it's a flower, but it doesn't look perfect and everything, all that, because this is just like the rough sketching, something like that with color. So to address, I did use this method sometimes, but most of the time I use like the normal rough sketch with pencil and pen digitally. It does help using color patches sometimes if you want to brainstorm ideas. So basically, once you're done with the color patches, you just need to lower down the opacity of the first layer and just add another new layer and just make the sketch by using the patches of color from you did before as your guideline. Side note, your sketches might be different from your color patches. Like let's say you were doing color patches for a flower right here, maybe it can turn to a mushroom sometimes, and that's normal because this method was used to brainstorm ideas. And the next one, I'm going to show you the normal rough sketch. I would say the simple one that most people would use this method. It's just like scribbles of line of what ideas you have in mind. And in here I just want to make like some mushroom. So this is the rough sketch that I made. So right now we are on reference. So when it comes to reference, I would define it with two aspects, which is real life reference and artist best reference. Real life reference is when you take a picture from real life situations and you use it as reference, and artist best reference is when you use other artists' artwork and pieces of work as a reference. But when it comes to using artist best reference, we really need to keep in mind to not copy or trust their artworks like as a whole, because that is rude and that is considered as red flag, because that is just disrespectful for the original artist for you to just copy paste your art and claim it as yours, especially if you make money from it. So one way to assure you can copy their works is by directly sending messages to them asking if you could do it, and if they allow you to do it, then you're good to go. But if they don't, or if you didn't ask for any permission, then stay away from doing that, because that is completely disrespectful. And for me, I use both reference, which is real life. Sometimes I need real life reference, sometimes I use artist best reference. So basically, reference is just a guidelines for you in digital drawings. So right now I'm gonna show you the method. You're gonna apply the method that I stated before. We're gonna use the color patches method. Right here we use red and soft pink. As you can see, you can guess what it is. Probably you cannot, but probably you could. This is basically a mushroom color patches. It doesn't really look good or perfect, but we're gonna go with the rough sketches now. So when it comes to rough sketch, you just need to keep in mind it is the part where you turn your idea into sketch, where you refine all the rough idea into lines. And these sketches usually didn't have to be perfect, because you will trace it again in the last final step, which is line art. So if it looks ugly and messy sketches, that's completely okay. So once you're done with your rough sketch, you can go with the line art. You just need to lower down opacity and add a new layers, and use your favorite brush for line art. And for me, I love using Pilot Pen brushed on Infinite Panther for my line art, and it's mainly usually will be in 107 size. Could be smaller or it could be bigger size, but for now I mostly use 107 size brush palette pen. So keep in mind, when it comes to line art, this is your final sketch. Final sketch is considered as line art. So basically, line art process is just tracing back your sketch. So if your sketches are way too messy, you might find it hard to trace it back. So you might want to refine your sketches first before moving forward with line art, because sometimes it is easy to have a less messy sketches compared to messy sketches. So actually, once you get used to drawing digitally, you can skip some of these steps and you will take shorter time to draw, because you're used to it. Because usually I just go straight to sketches and go to line art 2 step only, not 3 to 4 step, because I get so used to digital drawing. After basically I've done digital drawing for over more than a year. I didn't take any courses or anything. I was self-taught from YouTube's videos and TikToks, and from observing others' artworks on Instagram and Pinterest. Drawing take times. You will get used to it and get better with it over and over after a lot of practice. So the next video will be about the basic color theory and shadows. So wait for that video. And I could assure you, your first digital drawing is gonna be sucks, because that's what happened to me, and that's what happened to other people as well. Because when you first timer in doing something, of course you are bad at it, you are stupid at it, and that's totally normal. You doesn't have to feel discouraged, just keep going. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.